So, hello, stream and everyone, and also people watching. I'm gonna make this a YouTube video. Hi, YouTube. How's it going, everyone? You have Mass Effect 3 Galaxy Map music in the background. Please ignore my glasses. I got these for my 8 hours a day on the computer to assist me with the future of content creation. Please do not Doge Nerd React. You're gonna do it anyway. Screw it. Screw it. Whatever. Whatever. All right, I'm gonna duplicate this scene real fast. All right, so let's talk a little bit about our boy. So, Vashtorr the Archifane has had rules come out as well as an army of renown to go along with it. It should be unsurprising that I think that at the moment, Vashtorr is a bit not great. He's not the best. However, I'd like to pose a question after we're done talking about him about, like, is this my fault? Is this my fault? Which might seem like a strange thing to discuss, but you'll understand it more as we get into it. You'll understand it more with time. So, Vashtorr the Archifane, mob boss slash arms dealer of chaos. A absolute baller lore addition. One of the best characters to come out of chaos in the last like decade. The arms dealer that creates and signs contracts with lesser demons to put them into his service and turn them into like demonic weapons and demon engines that he gives to other chaos gods. An absolutely insanely awesome character and model at some point. So let's talk about Vashtorr as a overarching unit slash model. So it is a classic character, obviously. They have a 12-inch move, 2 up ballistic skill, 2 up weapon skill, 3 up ballistic skill, strength and toughness 7, 14 wounds, 7 attacks, 9 leadership, and a 2 up armor save. They are equipped with 2 weapons, Vashtorr's Claw and Vashtorr's Hammer. Vashtorr's Claw is a classic flamer style variant. There is Assault D6 with a 5 AP2, 1 damage auto hitting flamer. And the Hammer is a strength times 2, so 14, AP2, flat 3 damage hammer that against a vehicle on an unmodified wound roll of a 5 up does a whopping 4 mortal wounds, and then the attack sequence ends. Vashtorr has Warp Strike, which is Deep Strike, basically, and the Body of Unholy Artifice, which is a 4 up invul and -1 damage. In the command phase, and this is something that we should really note here, in the command phase, you may select one of the following abilities. Give a traitorous Astartes demon engine, excluding character, therefore no Disco Lords, and excluding Titanic, therefore no Lords of Skulls or Brass Scorpions, within 3 inches, +1 to their attacks hit roll. One thing to note, this is +1 to their attacks hit roll. Notice how it does not specify ranged or melee, it is both, which is actually quite nice. The other ability you can do is Ghost in the Machine. You have to select an unit within 18 inches and visible, and until the start of your next command phase, have the ranged characteristics of ranged weapons that model is equipped with. And finally, Agonized Machine Spirits. When you select this ability, select one vehicle within 18 inches and visible until the start of your next command phase, have the movement and have the attacks. If Vashtorr the Archifane has a Warlord trait, he must have the Lord of Terror Warlord trait. For the faction keywords, they are Chaos, Heretic, and Traitorous Astartes. Monster, so they're a monster. Character, they have Fly, very nice. They are a demon. They are also an agent of chaos, so they can just be slotted into your army at will. And also they have the name itself, Vashtorr the Archifane. They are also 260 points for the model. And if you are curious what the Lord of Terror Warlord trait is, if we pull open our Wahapedia that I just so happen to have had ready for all of you. I know, I am something special. Lord of Terror is, while within 6 inches of this warlord, morale tests must require 2 rolls, discard the lowest, and is always under half strength for the use of it. Basically, the worst warlord trait for chaos. Basically, every single other one of these is better. Moving on, we want to talk about the cogs of Vashtorr real quick because it's not quite fair to talk about Vashtorr without talking about his army of renown. So he comes with an army of renown, and the restrictions are this. They must have the Traitoris Astartes keyword, so they must be mono CSM. They must have Vashtorr, and may not include any other named characters or demon princes, so no Abaddon as well, or any of your personal named characters like Lucius or Harkin. And you may not include any Berserkers, Rubrics, Plague Marines, or Noise Marines, so no Slaves to Darkness units. All of them gain the Cogs of Vashtorr keyword and have access to all this stuff, etc., etc. The detachments in your army never count as a Legion detachment, therefore they can never be Night Lords or Black Legion or anything of that nature. It is their own thing. What they get is every single unit that's a demon engine gets wanton everything. So that means exploding 6s to hit all the time for everything. Exploding 6s with their heavy, with their assault, rapid fire, pistol, and melee. Exploding 6s across the board. If you are not a demon engine, you will never get them ever. You will not get your wantons no matter what. Not melee, not anything. Demon engines get everything, everything else gets nothing. Moving on, we have 3 relics, 6 stratagems, and that's it. The relics are, in the command phase, select 1 friendly demon engine model within 9 inches, and they get a 5-up feel no pain. I will state that it says demon engine, no exclusion. So this can give a Khorne Lord of Skulls a 5-up feel no pain, which is pretty nasty. The Helm of the Cyberphage is, while a friendly demon engine model is within 6 inches, each time that model makes an attack that targets a vehicle model, improve the AP by 1. So this is a +1 AP to, you know, just attacks in general. Add 1 AP to all of your attacks. Within 6, it's an aura too, which is quite nice. Lastly, the Spite Iron Goad. Great names. GW is still so good with that. In your command phase, select 1 demon engine unit within 9 inches. That unit may shoot and declare a charge in a turn in which it fell back. So it's fall back and shoot and charge, basically. Stratagems. Forge Surge, 1 CP. In the shooting phase, when a demon engine, not Titanic, is selected to shoot, do not roll to determine the number of attacks it makes. You may make the maximum number. Master's Guidance, 2 CP. Use this stratagem at the start of your shooting phase or fight phase. While a friendly demon engine unit is within 6 inches of this model, this is for your warlord, reroll the hit roll. So it's an aura of reroll hits. Cogitated Fates. Stratagem in your shooting phase. When a Traitoris Astartes unit from your army is selected to shoot to the end of the phase, each time a model is used to make the attack, they cannot receive cover. So, you know, turn off enemy cover for that character. Glitch Curse. This one's kind of funky. Stratagem in your opponent's shooting phase. When an enemy unit within 18 inches of and visible to your warlord has finished making its attacks. If any of those attacks targeted a Traitoris Astartes unit from your army that's within 6 inches of your warlord, on a 2 through 4, they suffer D3 mortal wounds. And on a 5, they suffer 3 mortal wounds. So it's basically the thing that just shot you takes mortal wounds. Caco's Spark Prattle. I'm just making shit up now. Use this stratagem when your opponent uses a stratagem. To the end of the battle, that CP is increased by 1. This is basically a Vect. So it is a 1 CP Agents of Vect. So that's pretty good. You know, it's decent. Foul Alterations. When a demon engine from your army is selected to advance, it may shoot and charge in a turn in which it has advanced. Also, can we please talk about how fucking cool this artwork is? I have no idea what this is, but this is the dopest thing I have ever seen. This is so baller. This looks like missile launchers. As it's a hammerhead, it is a hammerhead missile launcher, as in the shark, missile launcher with a fucking jousting lance. This is the coolest thing ever. I'd fuck it. Okay. So, let's talk about Vashtorr first, yeah? This is the question I was having when I was looking at Vashtorr. Vashtorr is quite mediocre. Flat out, he is just not very good. I'm not sure if I'd go as far as to call him bad, but I'd call him quite poor. And here's the reason for that. There's two main reasons, okay? Two main reasons. One, he must select one of the following abilities. All three of these abilities are like kind of just fine. Some of them going to as far as bad. Secondly, he has 14 wounds. Ironically, he would be better if he had 9. Because he cannot be lookout sirred. He can be targeted. And that's the weird part I was thinking about myself, right? I was saying to myself, are we the problem? Are we the problem? Because 40k, we as in Warhammer in general, because 40k has gotten to the point where the game is so killy, so murderous, so much damage is being put out by every army in the game, to the point where I look at a character that is T7, 14 wounds, 2 up armor, 4 up invul save, -1 damage, and I say, that's not tanky enough. That is not tanky enough. T7, 14 wounds, 2 up armor, 4 up invul, -1 damage, not tanky enough. Like, am I the problem? Like, am I the issue? Because, I mean, you can hide him behind cover. Like, you can obscure him, and that's great. But, like, shit, without a damage cap, he's kind of just dead turn 1. Unless you hide him, you know? Like, he's dead turn 1. He genuinely is gone turn 1. One squad of multi-melter retributors and sisters picks him up like that. Iron Hand Devastator drop pods. I think a single Repulsor Executioner might kill him. Like, 1. Like, damage is really out of control in Warhammer. And so when I look at a stat line like this, and I say that's too squishy, that might just be a problem with the game. That might just be a problem with the game. Because, side note, right? Continuing everything else. The rest of Vashtorr is really just kind of mid. The best parts of Vashtorr, the best parts are 3 things. 1, 12-inch move. 2, -1 damage. Well, actually 4 things, I guess. -1 damage, 12-inch move, fly, and +1 to the hit roll for demon engines. The glasses really are appropriate for Warhammer content, aren't they? Because 12-inch move and fly, that's big. That's actually huge. Because you can put him behind cover, have him fly out and murder stuff. +1 to the hit roll is really fun. Because the thing is that a Lord Discordant is +1 to the melee hit roll. And a Warpsmith is +1 to the ranged hit roll. This is both, and that's kind of cool. But these 2 right here are really bad. Genuinely bad, not because of what they do isn't interesting, but it's because of the range requirement. Like, okay, minus half the movement and half the attacks of an enemy vehicle. That's huge. That is a genuinely extremely powerful attack or ability, particularly on knights. Dude, on like a stabby knight, making him move like only 6 and using like a chainsaw that only gets 4 attacks, 3 attacks. That is giant. Great, great power. But if you're 18 inches and visible, that means you have to put yourself out there to see them, and then you can be shot. You have to see them, which means they see me too. You will be shot. And honestly, 18 inches, like, unless someone is exactly at the 18-inch mark, exactly at 18. Wait, no, they can still charge you. If someone moves 12 inches and it gets halved to 6, they can still pull off an 11-inch charge, because it has to be within 18. So inch within a thing, right? Like, but you're probably not going to be exactly 18. You're going to be like probably like 15, 12, you know? Not only that, Ghost in the Machine, same deal. 18 inches, ranged weapons. Now, I will say, I'm very, very happy that Ghost in the Machine works on non-vehicles. I was a little bit scared that Vashtorr might have that same problem that Onrakir the Traveler has in Necrons, where his ability is anti-vehicle, and if they don't take vehicles, he's useless. It's nice that they have a regular anti-enemy thing, but here's the problem. Like, okay, I put this on a multi-melta squad. Let's go with Retributors, because I play Sisters, right? You have to be within 18. Multi-melta Retributors are 24-inch range guns. You have it to 12. They move 6. They're still within 12 inches. Like, everything that's big and powerful that's going to hit Vashtorr is not going to be under 24-inch range. In fact, most of them are way bigger than that. They're like 30 or 48. So what are you putting it on? Flamers? But at that point, like, who cares? They're flamers. Why? This isn't Quins, you know? This isn't your whole thing is minus an area. Because with Quins, it's an aura for you to subtract it. This is a pick an enemy. So it's downright worthless. And what's even worse is you have to pick one of the 3. If Vashtorr had all 3 abilities, he would still be somewhat mediocre, because it's the ranged and sightline requirements. So it's like an insult on an insult. Also, can we talk about the fact that he has a just kind of dog shit flamer? Like Vashtorr the Archifane, the guy who creates demon engines and shit, has a +1 AP heavy flamer. Why doesn't he have a Bale flamer? Like, the man can be targeted. Why doesn't he have a Bale flamer? Like, the Bale flamer, the thing that goes on Helldrakes and Lord Discordants, the thing he creates, the thing he crafts, doesn't have a Bale flamer. He also doesn't have Let the Galaxy Burn in general. He only has Warp Strike, which means he doesn't get, well, actually, do Agents of Chaos get Let the Galaxy Burn? Hold up. Let the Galaxy Burn. Excluding models. Oh wait, no, this is if every unit has it. And every Legion unit from your army. Wait, if every unit has the Praetorius Astartes keyword, and excluding models with Agents of Chaos or unaligned, and every Legion unit from your army, excluding Abaddon, is from the same Legion. The unit gains the following rules.
Nice cock.
Doesn't that mean he would get it? Because it's if every unit. This unit gets the following rules. Or is it because it's Agent of Chaos they wouldn't get it? Now I'm not sure. Well, okay, despite it all, even if it was D6 plus 2, it's still kind of dog shit. If it was a Bale Flamer, that would actually matter. But like a Bale Flamer is a genuine threat. The guy can't hide behind stuff. He needs a real gun. Yeah, there's no let the galaxy burn on the data sheet, so I guess he doesn't get it. Because what if we put on like legionaries? Is it on the thing? Yeah, there it is. Let the galaxy burn abilities. Yeah, he doesn't get it. So he doesn't get let the galaxy burn either. And because he doesn't get let the galaxy burn, he doesn't get wantons. So not only does he not get +2 on his flamer, he doesn't get exploding 6s on his hammer in melee either. He gets neither. So he can only pick one of the three, which are already, even if he could do all three, they're already restricted because of these two things. He doesn't get exploding 6s to melee. Also, can we talk about how he only has AP2 on his hammer? Like, if you're hitting anything that's not a vehicle, that just bounces, man. AP2 just bounces. It should probably be 3. Why does Vashtorr the Archiphane's major hammer have the exact same profile as a thunder hammer? It's a thunder hammer that has a fancy anti-vehicle thing. Slightly better because he's strength 7, of course, but and 260, man, 260. At 200, he might not even be worth it because he can get shot. They also gave him the worst warlord trait in Chaos, Lord of Terror. They gave him the worst one. Like, if you're gonna make him Vashtorr the Archiphane, why doesn't he have like? Honestly, Unholy Fortitude would actually be the one. Also, it's fitting. Give him a 5. If he got Unholy Fortitude for a 5-up Feel No Pain, this would be a little different. He would actually have maybe a genuine processes, you know? Because that's actually quite tanky, if I'm being totally honest. And also, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of lore accurate. Unholy Fortitude, big tough guy, you know? But what's even worse past all this, like, okay, for example, like I mentioned before, and I want everyone to keep this in their mind, it might also be us. This could be GW rolling back a bit of the overpoweredness, specifically because we're coming into 10th edition. I could be wrong on that one, but I would like to pull it back a little bit. But for 260 right now, it's not it. It's not. Like, I understand the pulling back part, but it's also, I'm not quite sure because World Eaters just came out, and World Eaters are absolutely insane with their murder power. If it's them pulling things back, pulling back some nerfs, because we've seen those new Space Marines with the t-shirt cannons with the rocket launchers, they're kind of dog shit. They're like 35 points a model. They're kind of dog shit. So it could be a pulling back the power creep. It could be. And I hope that is the case, but it's a bit of a far-fetched thing. Because when you think about it, if he goes in, he hits, right? He hits on 2s. He doesn't get explosions. So out of the 7 attacks, you probably miss 1. So 6 go through. If you're hitting a vehicle, 2 of the 6, 5+, will go through. So it'll do about 8 mortal wounds, and then most likely around 3 regular wounds at AP2. Which, if you're hitting a Dreadnought, a Space Marine Dreadnought, it'll put you on 5-ups. So 3 wounds on 5-ups. he'll save one of them. So 2 go through, get reduced to 4 damage, and so it'll take 12 damage. And if it's a Redemptor Dreadnought, that does not kill. That does not kill. If we're being perfectly average, he does not kill a Redemptor, because they're 13 wounds, right? Yep. It would not kill. 7 attacks, fails 1, because it's on a 2-up. So 6 attacks, go through, wound rolls. 2 of them get the 5-up, and the attack sequence ends. So there's 4 left. We're wounding on a 2, so we're going to drop 1 of the 6. 3 go through, AP 2, 5-up, 1 is saved, damage reduced by 1, 4 damage plus 8, 12 damage. It survives with 1 wound. The Dreadnought will survive with 1 wound. And that's with Armor of Contempt gone. It's really disappointing. He's really just feeling mid. Like, if you gave him a Bale Flamer, gave him Let the Galaxy Burn, all that kind of stuff, there's a whole lot of other things you can give him to make him better. That Final Feeling of Pain Will Archer would be kind of good, but it's just really mid. It's Void Dragon at home. And it's really sad because he's Vashtorr. I'm gonna run him still, of course, because he's so fucking awesome. But I'm hoping, goddamn hoping, that it's a like pre-nerfed thing that will go into 10th edition. I don't think it is, but I'm hoping. Though unfortunately, it gets even worse because the cogs of Vashtorr, Army of Renown, is really, really bad. Like, it's kind of insulting.
Nice cock.
So, it's a demon engine focused thing, right? It's all demon engines. You don't get any of your traits. No Night Lords, no Black Legion, no nothing. You get only demon engines, get all 3 Wantons. All 3 Wantons on demon engines is good for, like, mainly Venom Crawlers, but that's about it. Granted, some of these are pretty darn good. I will say that giving this to, like, Khorne Lords of Skulls and stuff is pretty good. Also, Talesman of the Forge is pretty good. Like, this is all pretty good in terms of relics. But did you guys know that Vashtorr the Arc of Fame is, well, oh, I don't know, not a demon engine? He's a demon, not a demon engine. So he doesn't even get his 3 Wantons. So he can't be affected by any of the relics at all. He can't do advance and charge. He can't reroll the hit roll. He can't even max out his garbage flamer. He's just a guy. He does not a demon engine. He's monster, character, fly, demon, Agents of Chaos, and Vashtorr the Archifane. He's not a demon engine. So he can't get advance and charge. So, oh, okay. Let me roll this back a little bit. Cogs of Vashtorr is going to be very, very, very good in that list where you bring 2 Khorne Lords of Skulls, a Brass Scorpion, a Warpsmith, a Demon, and a Disco Lord, and then Vashtorr. In those big chunky skew lists where you run 3 Titanic models and Arcs of Omen, it will be good. Because giving a Brass Scorpion a 5-up Feel No Pain is insanity. Giving a Khorne Lord of Skulls advanced in charge is insanity. All right? All those things are incredibly good. It sucks that the Titanic is excluded for the full thing there, but that's all really good, actually. Genuinely really good. I don't think you would run them in any other Legion. Maybe like Word Bearers, because you can do hexagrammatical ward. And full rerolls to hit's pretty good. But yeah, no, I think that these are definitely made for the big chunky boys, you know? And that's all it's going to be used for. Because here's the problem, right? Going heavy into demon engines is not in its own right a bad idea. Doing a demon engine major thing is cool. Like that's cool. That's a cool concept. The problem is that we're still on regular Space Marines. The problem is that demon engines are, as an archetype, just really bad. Because demon engines right now are the 3 Lords of War, Skulls, Scorpion, Ravager. And then we've got the Helldrake, the 2 Fiends, the Disco Lord, Venom Crawler, and the Defiler. And the Decimator, basically. So you've got the triple giant Lords of War, which, like I mentioned, are fine. But then you've got, okay, Forge Fiends, which are terrible. Absolutely terrible. 155 points for a Strength 7 Ectoplasm gun. And the Hades autocannon is not very good either, with mediocre melee. You have Mauler Fiends, which, with Lasher Tendrils, which are actually not terrible, are 150 points for T7 12 wounds. For, admittedly, a pretty darn good melee profile, better than Vashtorr's, but still not very fast, not fly, and just not very good. Disco Lords are fine. I won't lie, Decimators aren't terrible either. I might see the use of running Decimators in a Cogs of Vashtorr list, because then you can, does it specifically say blast weapons or weapons to roll? Weapons to roll. So this 1 CP strat is actually pretty good in Soul Burner petards, because then you can automatically get 12. And also, I believe they get, they also get, no, they don't get Let the Galaxy Burn? Do they? It says they're said to be engaged in all 3 Wantons. Oh, wait, they're not Flamers. They're not Flamers, never mind. They don't count as Flamers. That still would be 12 shots, and you can give them the full rerolls to hit with Master's Guidance in the shooting phase. So you can actually put out some pretty good mortals with the Decimator, sure. That's not bad. Also, oh yeah, so you would get the Exploding Sixes here too. Yeah, you would get the Exploding Sixes here in Cogs of Vashtorr. You just don't get the +2 like with a Flamer. So you would actually get Exploding Sixes, which is pretty good. You know, it's actually pretty good. You can put out some pretty nasty amounts of mortal wounds that way. That's not bad. But demon engines, just as an archetype, there's nothing small. The cheapest demon engine is the Venom Crawler, I think. That isn't Forge Rule, that's 105. And honestly, the best demon engine is the Venom Crawler. The Venom Crawler is just great. It doesn't degrade, has good toughness, has decent weapons. Venom Crawler is awesome. I actually really like the Venom Crawler. He's a great time. But besides that, what else is a demon engine, huh? The Greater Blight Drone. Okay. I've never seen this in my life. 125. Okay, it's got a 5 feeling of pain. That's fine. Vile Maw is a high-powered flamer. Cannon is awful. And it's oh my god, this is so bad. Oh my god, this is so bad. Good lord. What about the Blood Slaughterer? 125. Strength 9, AP 3, flat 3 damage. 2 Slaughterer Blades. Can be... Oh, this is so terrible. Oh my goodness gracious. These are so bad. So if you were to build yourself a list of Demon Engine heavy, because it doesn't say you have to take all Demon Engines, it just says that the Demon Engines are the ones that get all the buffs. So if you wanted to go Demon heavy, Engine heavy, you would either do tons of Lords of War or triple Venom, probably triple Decimator, Vashtorr to Disco Lord, and Defilers aren't good either. They did get a buff though recently, didn't they? Yeah, 175. 14 wounds, T7. You know, Defilers might actually not make a terrible deep strike threat. You use free strategic reserves, and with free strategic reserves, you can put them in and pop them out turn 2, turn 3 when they're safe, and hit them with the Defiler Cannon, which is 8, 2, 3 D6 shots, and Twin Heavy Flamer, which does get +2. And then, what is it? It's actually not the worst thing in the world. Then they roll a charge. Free Combi Melta. Not great. Pretty pricey, but like not awful. Oh yeah, that's the last big issue. No, none of the Demon Engines get OBSEC. There's no OBSEC at all. None. So if you want OBSEC, you need to take troops, which get nothing. Because again, like I said before, you can still take the rest of the stuff. You can still take Legionnaires and Cultists and the entire list here that isn't a named character, you can still take. It's just they get nothing. They are only data sheets. Which is just really rough. So yeah, here I'm asking the question, chat. I'm asking this question: is it an us problem? Is it a game? Is it an us problem? Are we so used to how insanely murderous everything in this game is that a mostly kind of middling character is considered dog water? Or is it just a giant letdown because of the lore being so cool? Oh my god, wait. Oh my god, you're so right. Scion Stonily. You're right, Vashtorr does not have a repair ability. What? He doesn't have a repair ability. Bro, he's done that multiple times in the books. He literally repaired the Vengeful Spirit in like an hour. He repaired the Arcs of Omen of the Tzeentch Scourge cultist dudes. He consistently has like a tendril repairing ability. That's his thing. That's his thing. What do you mean? What? Not even like a toughness increase, yeah. He's like the guy. I'm shook. I'm actually shocked. Like, I don't need him to be like Forge Master of goddamn, like the goddamn, Land Fortress Votann guy, but holy Christ. Okay, well, all right. Well, I think I've actually decided now. I've decided now. No, I don't think it's an us problem. I'm gonna title this video Vashtorr Archifane ... Is this an us problem? And I'm gonna answer the question right here. No, it's not. He is poorly designed. He is poorly designed. 1 of 3 is terrible. The range and visibility part of here is terrible. The Warlord trait they chose to give him is terrible. He is too squishy to be determinedly targetable. His weapons are not good enough. And this is all due to his price. If he was 200 points, he would be far more like worthy for his damage and survivability, but he would still be badly designed. Also, his Army of Renown will probably see play entirely and only for the 3 Lord of Skulls spam list. And I do not see it being anything else. I do not see it being used in any other way. Maybe a triple Venom Crawler, triple Decimator combo like rush down build. But at that point, why aren't you just playing World Eaters? Just play World Eaters at that point, you know? Oh, really unfortunate. Honest to God, one of the best additions to Chaos lore in the last decade, and such a letdown. Oh well, you'll see him on Dice Check anyway, because I absolutely love the model. So I'm still gonna play him, but oh well, here we are. I will say though, the game is too killy in general. I'll talk more about that in my next video. Well, in chat, it's time to talk about my Night Lords tournament. All right, let's do that. Goodbye, everyone.